from a person's body movement, from what a person's saying, certain energy that they carrying around them. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what's on my mind. That's what I'm organizing, and that's the only way I know how to communicate. I don't know how to communicate about mundane things. I only know how to communicate spiritually. So when we talking about practical things and stuff like that, when I start to kick in, well, the reason why is that, this, that, and that, a lot of people are not gonna want to hear me. They think I'm diving too deep into something. They think I'm thinking too hard about something. They think I'm communicating something that don't even matter in this world. You know what I'm saying? So you see the harshness I'm going through. You see why I need a camera and access to the world of people who may understand me. Because if I didn't have this and I'm just concealed into this box, into my surrounding of the people I'm dealing with, I'm gonna be one lonely motherfucker. Who can I talk to? You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate and value this shit that we get to do right here. So a Mercury in the 8th house, I'm the prime example of that right now. How I talk, how I'm organizing and putting things in my head, and how I'm communicating with y'all, Mercury in the goddamn 8th house. That whole thing I just broke down to y'all, that's a Mercury in the 8th house all day. You can't get a better example of it. Now, let's talk about Mars. Venus. Venus in the 8th house. Now, Venus, woo! This is the daughter that's in high school. This is the daughter that's going on dates, talking on the phone all night. Gaia Taurus, which is Earth, which is what we all on. This is who she look up to. This is who Gaia look up to. You know what I'm saying? When Tor down here wants some physical Barbie dolls or physical toys for pleasures or something like that, she looking at her big sister. She getting toys from her big sister. She getting ready to want to be like her big sister, which is Venus. This is why everybody needs some practical, physical thing here to feel pleasure on Earth. Because when you look at the big sister, she is pleasure. And Earth is growth, stable, something you can build. Well, they got that from Grandpa Saturn, which is Saturn is the moon's father. I'm gonna do a video on the planetary family. I'm gonna do a video on that. But right here, Venus loves. She don't look. The 8th house is bad for her. This is her at a frat party. You know what I'm saying? This is Venus. Venus in the 8th house is the oldest daughter at a college party, or someone finna put something in her drink. A drug or something like that, because she want to experience pleasures and she get naive when it comes to experiencing pleasure. Nobody can tell her what to do. You know what I'm saying? She want her desires and she want it now. She's sneaking boyfriends in the house. You know what I'm saying? When the parents at work, she's sneaking. When the sun and the moon is at work, Venus is sneaking people in the house. When Mars is somewhere playing football outside with his college or high school, whatever he in, you know what I'm saying? If she in college or high school, she's sneaking people in the house. She hiding boyfriends in her room. She's ended up pregnant. She's having sex without condoms. You know what I'm saying? She's smoking a lot of weed. She's having a lot of drinks. Venus in the 8th house ain't good. It ain't good, but it can be good for your pleasures. Because you gonna get the support for all your pleasures. But at the same time, all your pleasures end up being overindulging. Doing things that's not in moderation. Experiencing a lot more death than life, because you think life was supposed to be there first. Oh man, when it comes to mysticism, you're going to be manifesting all kind of bullshit right here. You know what I'm saying? All kind of turbulent relationships just because you think it feel good. These are Venus in the 8th house are people who like to jump into bad relationships that they know is bad for them. But since they so used to that and it feel normal and it feel out of place when someone treat them too nice, they rather stay in that situation because they think that's what love is. That's Venus in the 8th house. Those people who stay in fucked up relationships because they think that's the way it's supposed to be. They think that is love. Or if a person ain't cussing me out, they must don't care about me. I need someone to cuss me out. I need someone to put a foot up my ass. I need someone to slap me upside my head. And you know what? I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, but 7 times out of 10, in this density, people do need that. You do need somebody to motivate you and slap you upside your head every now and then and put you on the right motivations. So you can be angry at them slapping you upside your head because you know that's the tool you need to get up and have a fucking motive. You know what I'm saying? So goddamn. Now the positive things around here is a lot of shortcomings, but a lot of positive shortcomings. A lot of gains now but hurt later type things. A lot of situations where you do something to get what you want, and you may get it now, but in the long run it messes you up. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of those benefits right here. You know what I'm saying? So watch out, Venus and the 8th people. Don't take advantage of people, and you won't get taken advantage of. And learn how to do things in moderation, and your Venus will be straight. Your Venus will be straight. Now let's talk about Mars, because you know Venus already don't like to be in the 8th house. Venus is away. Venus is at work. Venus is at home in Taurus, the opposite, the 2nd house. So when you got one planet in the opposite, you have no choice but to look at it that way. See, and I ain't even say it was opposite, but as soon as I said Venus in the 8th house, you see that little tirade that went on, and I didn't forget this is the opposite house for it. See, when you deal with truth, you have no choice but to make sense. You have no choice but to not get refuted. Now we're gonna talk about it being the opposite. Now Venus being in the opposite house, what happens here is at work. So when the 8th house wants to desire, wants to understand the behind the scenes realm, wants to see what other people value and what other people consider a desire and things like that, and then your own desires within inside you with the I desire. See, Venus here is like, it doesn't really, it's at work. It's just using the tools it has to do to get the job done. It's using relativeness. Because what is Venus? How you relate, how you appreciate, how you value. You know what I'm saying? Others. You know what I'm saying? How you love, appreciate, and value others, and how you relate to others, or not others, or to yourself. So right here, Venus has to use relating to people in order to get what it desire. Manipulation. It has to value things that it doesn't necessarily wants to value. The inside, see, value is more external. It can value what you have on the inside, but it has a need to bring it to the external. This is why if Tauruses value their artistic side or their talent side, that's something they can bring out as a visual for others can see. But the desires may not all. It's more spiritual. It may not never get brought to what people can see. See, Pluto and all that shit. So with Venus here in the 8th house, is having to value and appreciate things that it may not never be able to see, to value, to appreciate. So it's a lot of things that people question every day of, is that even something I should value? It's not even really there. That's what Venus is dealing with when it's at work. So Venus is like, man, let's just go do some other shit. So it end up valuing and appreciating others for its own pleasures and own desires. And it trickled down into everything I was just explaining before I said this is the opposite house. Now let's talk about Mars. Mars loves to be here. Mars is at home here. You know what I'm saying? Mars is at home. Mars can kick it with his feet up, play the game when it wants to, when it don't want to, or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? Mars likes to deal with the inside. It likes to, this gets the ball rolling. This gives a person the courage to transform. This makes a person transform others around them, or attract others to transform them around them. But it don't be so negative to the point you can't handle it. This is the positive transformation. See, anytime the malefic planets is in their right places, they malefic to the things it's supposed to be malefic to. For an example, Mars being in 8th house, you're supposed to be aggressively, or your intentions, you are supposed to intentionally attend to do the things that you desire. You're supposed to have aggression and willpower to do the things you desire. Those are things that's inside. Passion, integrity, intentions, and things that you intend to do, these are tools, these are external tools, these are internal tools that acts as a bridge for the internal to become external. So if your desires is completely internal, and if your passions and intentions and your willpower and your aggressiveness act as a bridge between the external and the internal, because people can see your passion. People can see your they can't really see your intentions, but they can see your passion. They can see your energy of intending to do something and things that you intend to do, people can see your energy towards it. So people can see your passions. So that's the bridge, because passions is inside you too. So that's like, it's external and internal. So if that act as a bridge, you have to take what's internal, use the bridge to bring it to the external. That's like Mars. Mars loves to be in the 8th house. You know what I'm saying? Mars is able to understand others' intentions and willpowers, and able to understand if this person is good to be around me or not, or if this person has a toxic intentions or not, and they're able to do that, and then they're able to express it also. You know what I'm saying? If Mars was in the 1st house or the 8th house, it loves to be. Mars is at home in the 1st or the 8th house. You know what I'm saying? So Mars right here you're gonna have enough willpower and intentions to actually transform yourself. So anytime you're in the dark about something, you're gonna have enough willpower, enough intentions to be enlightened about it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel frustrated anytime you're in the dark too long. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to ask questions. You're gonna want to start to do stuff. You're gonna want to start manipulating certain types of situations to know what that situation is really here for and what you actually need to know about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Mars is a red hot planet. So it don't matter if you running in the complete light aspect of it as it being in the 1st house, or running in the complete dark aspect of it as being in the complete darkness of being in the 8th house. It's red itself. So a lot of times with people with a lot of Mars energy, when they get angry, all they see is red. So anytime you put a lot of passion, a lot of intentions into something, I don't care if you're in complete darkness in the 8th house or complete lightness like in the 1st house, you're going to have your own aura when it comes to Mars, because Mars is a red planet, and the more passion and intentions it put on itself, the more heat or coldness or the more temperament it has, the more of its own light it is, its own dark it is. So it don't matter where it's at, it has its own intentions, its own passions. See what I'm saying? These things be real. It make me feel jittery inside. For real. So, you know, yeah, Mars in the 8th house, this is good. Now, the bad part about it is you can be too aggressive in these realms of reality. You know what I'm saying? Too much. People think you're a little too much emotionally. People think you're a little too aggressive. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or you may need to tone it down. And when I say too aggressive, that don't mean pushy and bossy. You can be the most calmest person in the world. But say you're trying to get into a relationship or something like that, you may just be the type of person that let a person know what they want up front. Yeah, can we have sex, or can I do this? And that's coming off too strongly, too aggressively. You see how aggressive in this realm of reality and this density can get tied into people who want to fight. How Mars can get tied into hatred and people in sports and people who want to do sports. Man, fuck all that shit. That's man-made. The energy may have came from Mars, but by no means necessary do that mean that you're just gonna like sports or like fighting, karate and stuff like that. That ain't what it is. When we talk about aggressive, we mean aggressiveness, period. Not what it's tied to because of what programs and realm of reality in. Aggressive. You could be the calmest, nerdiest person in the world. If you letting somebody know what you want from them up front, though, like you're trying to get in a relationship, like, oh, this is all I want, that's aggressiveness. Being too pushy, too forthright. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter if you're a person who gets smacked up every day. That ain't what we talk about when we talk about Mars and aggressiveness. So stop listening to shit like that too. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of super alignment with Mars people out there that don't like sports. I'm pretty sure. Listen, I'm a fucking Aries. I hate sports. I'm an Aries, Sun, Sag, Moon, Leo rising. I hate sports. Shit. So don't come kicking that motherfucking shit about, oh, if you're a fire sign, you're highly energetic. No, you're highly energetic towards anything you're putting energy into. I could be the lamest, book smart person in the world, but I could be putting all my energy into reading all these books. That's where my energy going. That shit ain't had nothing to do with sports. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. Don't be listening to dumb shit. Now, let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is wisdom, knowledge, how you learn in the space-time and continuum you in right now. And all that brings experiences. So it's the experience planet. So what happens here is Jupiter in the 8th house. You're going to have a lot of knowledge and wisdom when it comes to people's intentions, people's bad habits, your bad habits. So if you know better, see anywhere Jupiter at, it makes a person know better in that area. So if you doing something that you know better not to do, then you deserve all the benefits Jupiter give you. And that is, Jupiter is a beneficial planet. And whatever benefits it gave you, if it was negative, hey, that's on you. It was benefits the way Jupiter looked at it. Jupiter looking at, okay, you know you're not supposed to be smoking crack. And then if you smoking crack, see, Jupiter is going to teach you that. He's going to teach you that whatever house is in. I shouldn't use crack because I see crackheads every day. Let's use a house representative. Okay, Jupiter in the 8th house. So this is okay, indulgent. So I can use any type of drug. You know you're not supposed to indulge. So Jupiter going to place a lot of situations and experiences for you in that life. He's either going to place you where you have drug abusive parents, or a lot of people in your life that's drug abusive, or you're going to be the drug abusive one. So you're going to experience a lot of situations that revolve around that. Now that you know better, if you don't do better, then you deserve, Jupiter going to give you all the benefits of you not doing what you're supposed to be doing. If the benefits that comes with overindulging is a sickness, Jupiter going to give that to you. If the benefits comes with knowing better and doing better, and then you be in a better situation, Jupiter gonna give that to you. See, Jupiter not looking at it like it's bad or good. It's looking at it like, I'm gonna give you what you're into. So, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna give you enough knowledge and wisdom about the situation. So if you know better, fucking do better. So wherever Jupiter at, that's where you know better. You know better. So do better. You know what I'm saying? So Jupiter in the 8th house, you gonna know when people is trying to manipulate you. You're going to know when there's someone around you trying to make you do something you don't want to do. You're going to know when someone always going to try to teach you something that you don't even need to be taught. Someone always going to be trying to give you wisdom and knowledge about your situation, and they don't even fully know what's going on behind the scenes in your situation. And you're going to have knowledge of what makes them do that. You're not going to have knowledge on what's actually... You're not gonna have knowledge on why they're doing that. You're just gonna have knowledge on what's actually making them do that. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna know what actual words, or what's the actual mind frame the person in for them to actually do that. You're just not gonna know what they actually went through at home for them to come to those conclusions to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the wisdom and knowledge Jupiter give you. Now it's gonna give you a lot of beneficial knowledge when it comes to mysticism and broad perspective natures and how you look at things from a broad perspective, because Jupiter is the broad perspective planet, and the 8th house is what you're in the dark about. So things that other people be in the dark about, you're gonna have a lot of knowledge about. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be around people that present to you a situation that they dealing with with someone else, and you're gonna be able to look at their situation so simple. You're gonna be like, damn, don't you see this person doing this to you? That's the reason why they doing that. You're going to be able to do that way better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Now, with Jupiter also being in the 8th house, you're going to have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, but too much wisdom and knowledge become preachy and teachy. So know that. Know not to become preachy and teachy about things, because a lot of times you may be a little too preachy and teachy about things you don't even know about. But since you already got that energy, you feel like you can know about it. So it may make you be a little naive into that realm. So just watch that. But other than that, man, you good with Jupiter in the 8th house. Saturn in the 8th house. Saturn is how one gains structure in one life, but it's also boundaries, restrictions, and limits. So you're going to place Saturn, it does all right here. It's not special. It ain't special. You know what I'm saying? But you know what happens here with Jupiter right here? With Saturn right here, Saturn in the 8th house. Okay, you're gonna build structure in your life, but not from an external type of point of view. You're gonna be even more froze, even more reserved, even more conservative. But you're gonna feel like that's the only thing to do. You're not gonna feel the need to transform and commemorate with everybody else. With Saturn here, you feel like you have to be to yourself, and you already are. So it's like you feel like you have to be to yourself. Emotionally, you're not gonna attach emotions and feelings to feel like you need to transform. You're not gonna have problems with communicating with others and stuff like that, because your emotions is froze, and then you're not even gonna feel the need that it need to be transformed, it needs to be melted, or it need to be evaporated. You're gonna be more like, what can I do to build more ice blocks? To the point that I got so many ice blocks, it come out and people can see these ice blocks I got. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like that. So you're building foundation in your life by concealing how you construct feelings and how you construct other people's feelings around you. So you could be a counselor with this placement also, because others who don't know how to handle their emotional feelings going to come to you because you're so detached, like, you know what I'm saying? But detached in a attached, like you are there to talk with people in a detached type way. And you're gonna put boundaries and restrictions and limits on other people's emotional weight. So when people throwing their emotional weight on you, you set blocks there so people can't come. So when a person is dealing with a situation that it may be petty to you because it may seem simple to you the way you come across, but a lot of times people just be needing emotional support. So they just want to consume themselves with others. So they throw their emotional weight around. If it's a situation that this person who throwing their emotional weight around, if they see you as a person like, it'd be pointless telling this to, because they're not going to confine with me in the way I want them to confine. They're going to tell me something I already know, but right now I need confining into right now. Then these people is not going to come to the Saturn and the 8th house person. Because this Saturn and the 8th house person got a boundary and restriction and limit on certain things like that. So you will make a person who throwing emotional weight around, you will make them feel like, it's not worth them telling you that aspect, because 9 times out of 10 it do be petty shit though. It's just people be needing consulting with, and people be needing emotional partners sometimes. But you carry that energy of like, oh shit, don't come talking to me about no dumb shit, because they already thinking like you gonna give them a dumb look or something like that and shit like that. So it's like, yeah, it plays out like that. that's because people may not understand what I say. When I say put boundaries and restrictions on limits on that, see, you may not know that's what you do, but if you have Saturn in the 8th house, that's what it's doing. That's why people see you that way. You put a boundary and restriction and limit on that subconsciously, because that's your placement in your houses. Now, but the good part about it is you're able to have make it business other than pleasure, but you may make your pleasures a business. You may try to stabilize yourself or gain structure and boundaries and limits in your life. I mean, construct your life based upon things that you desire. So you may be in a situation where you're able to get something you desire and able to make something off of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get to the outer planets. Uranus. Now, Uranus in the 8th house. Now, Uranus is change, rebellion, but it's also uniqueness and originality. So you're just going to experience a lot of changes when it comes to things that you was in the dark about, things you thought you was enlightened about. A lot of rebellion when it comes to your point of view on mysticism and someone else's point of view on metaphor and metaphysics and stuff like that. But you're going to be unique and original how you process these things and how you give them off. Neptune is dreams and illusions, imagination and creativity. Now, you're going to have deep illusions and deep dreams when it comes to mysticism, life, death, indulgent desires, sex, greed, jealousy. You're going to have deep, dark illusions when it comes to those. You may be the person receiving this, or you may be the person giving it off. But, you know what I'm saying, as long as you know how to filter through the dreams and illusions, you're going to be very creative when it comes to you manipulating people, or when it comes to people trying to do that with you. You're going to be very creative and have a broad imagination on how things is working. So you're going to be able to creatively get in and creatively get out when you need to. Now, for bad or worse, I mean for good or bad. And last but not least, Pluto. Now, Pluto loves to be here. This is home for Pluto. Pluto loves to be here. Pluto is deep transformation, deep willpower. It's able to take Mars, which is the light note, and draw it in for a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So where Aries where Aries be wanting to express everything they want to express now, Scorpios may wait till the perfect time to express that, so it can sting that much more. So that's like with Pluto and Mars being at home here in the 8th house. Pluto loves to be here because, and people don't know, Pluto is exalted in the 1st house. Pluto is exalted in Pisces and Aries. See, I don't know, it's really exalted in Aries, but that's another video. You know what I'm saying? Now, what happens here with Pluto being at home, Pluto is at home in the 8th house because Pluto gets to do what it wants. It gets to transform when it wants to transform, aka brooding. So this is why you may not see a Scorpio cry, but a Scorpio may cry behind closed doors. Not all Scorpios, it just depends on the planetary alignment, but that's due to the alignment. And in the 8th house is a Scorpio house, but you can have any sign there. But as far as Pluto, just in general, being in the 8th house, is deep transformation. So you may not see they ice melt or they ice evaporate. So they may not communicate much with you, or they may not share their feelings and thoughts with you, but when they in a secluded area to themselves, they let out. They let out. You know what I'm saying? That's Pluto in the 8th house. Deep transformation to itself for the long run. Also, you know what I'm saying, I want to present you know what I'm saying, what Pluto being in the 8th house. You know what I'm saying? This is